Alright, the statements that follow are much my personal opinion. Well, they're just my opinion, just for information only. Many people may wonder why there's so many different denominations. They're all slightly different. But as long as they're all preaching what's actually in the Bible, it doesn't matter which denomination. Any church that does not preach what's in the Bible, in my opinion, is not a church. Individual churches, even within the same denomination, may be completely different, because every pastor preaches different. A preacher may even preach different, depending on which week it is that you go. Asking why there's so many different denominations is, in my mind, kind of like asking why is there so many different flavors of ice cream. Well, like me personally, I prefer vanilla, because you can add toppings to it if you want. Occasionally you're in the mood for chocolate ice cream, or Rocky Road, or peanut butter, or any of the other hundreds of flavors of ice creams there seems to be. But as long as the church is actually preaching the Bible, it doesn't matter. Now, if a church is preaching, they say they're preaching out of the Bible, but they just take a verse or two and take it out of context, then you're getting into dangerous territory. Because there's a lot of stuff in the Bible that, if taken out of context, can mean completely opposite of what it was meant to be. So, or if they add on to what's in the Bible. In my mind, that's kind of like a snow cone trying to pass itself off as ice cream. Yeah, it has sugar in it that some people may find appealing if they just have a sweet tooth and need to get their sugar fix. But if it ain't got milk in it, in my mind, it ain't ice cream. So as long as your church is preaching what's in the Bible, any other denomination, it doesn't matter. Just find a church preaching what's in the Bible, and not adding to. Make sure they're preaching what's in the whole Bible, not just the New Testament. Because there's still quite a bit of stuff in the Old Testament that, for one, hasn't happened yet. Two, there's lessons we learn there. Doesn't matter what it is, there's lessons we learned throughout the Bible. So make sure that you read your Bible so you know if your church is actually preaching what's in the Bible. Make sure they're not just trying to pass you a snow cone off as ice cream.